the TA conference for RFP 232. This is for Workforce Central and Small Business Central data systems, hosting, maintenance, and enhancement services. We issued this RFP on Tuesday, May 13th. The proposals are due Tuesday, June 3rd by 12 p.m. Next slide, please. So again, welcome and thank you for coming on a Friday. We appreciate it. We'll be going over the program area details. We only have one program area in this RFP. The timeline and application process. Again, we'll go through city supplier and compliance requirements, and then we'll have time for Q&A. Next slide, please. So about OEWD. OEWD's mission is to advance equity and shared prosperity for all San Franciscans by growing sustainable jobs, supporting businesses of all sizes, creating great places to live and work, and helping everyone achieve economic self-sufficiency. Next slide, please. So about RFP 232, this RFP includes one program area, Workforce Central and Small Business Central Data Systems Hosting, Maintenance, and Enhancement Services. OEWD is allocating up to $195,000 annually, totaling $780,000 over 4 years to support these critical platforms. The selected supplier will provide hosting, ongoing maintenance, and system improvements to ensure reliability, performance, and data security. This work supports OEWD's ability to track outcomes, inform decision-making, and deliver effective programs. The project will be overseen by OEWD's Impact Policy and Communication, the IPC division, which manages the department's data and performance systems. Next slide, please. Again, if you have any questions, please submit your questions in the chat or raise your hand. Our team will answer as many questions as possible in this session. All questions will be logged, answered, and posted to the RFP 232 website. You may still submit questions until 12 p.m. on Friday, May 23, 2025 by email to oewd.procurement@sfgov.org. Go on to the next slide, please. And I could pass this over to Charlie if you'd like, or if you'd like me to take it. Can I pass it over to you, Charlie? All right, I'll pass it over to Charlie, who's listed as Andres because I sent him over my invite. Apologies.
So just a little bit about OEWD's Impact Policy and Communications Division, the data performance team. I am the data and performance manager. IPC, as it's known, at the San Francisco Office of Economic and Workforce Development, serves as a strategic shared service that supports all OEWD divisions. IPC strengthens program effectiveness, transparency, and community responsiveness by integrating data analysis, research, policy development, and communications into department operations. Through this work, IPC ensures that OEWD's programs are guided by community voices rooted in racial equity and grounded in evidence-based practices. Within IPC, the data and performance team leads OEWD's strategic data management and impact measurement functions, delivering essential insights and infrastructure across 4 key service areas. First one is systems management. And here we oversee OEWD's client data infrastructure, directly managing key platforms and offering technical guidance to enhance data tools and interoperability across systems. Number 2 is data governance. We develop and implement frameworks that promote data integrity, security, and compliance while enabling effective data use across the department. Third is data reporting. We produce actionable insights through reports, interactive dashboards, and custom analytics, supporting both internal operations and external stakeholder engagement. And 4, research and evaluation. We design and execute program evaluations and impact assessments in partnership with OEWD teams, using findings to inform continuous improvement and highlight community outcomes. The IPC team ensures that OEWD's initiatives, from neighborhood revitalization to workforce development are measurable, equitable, and aligned with the needs of San Francisco's diverse communities.
Thank you so much, Mr. Charlie. So next slide, please. So again, we're here for program area A. The maximum budget request for this is 195,000 per year. We anticipate that we will be having one supplier be awarded, one proposal will be awarded. The total funding again is we expect to allocate 195K a year, totaling 780K for 4 years. Eligible neighborhood, this is a citywide, anybody citywide is eligible. Priority population, San Francisco's workforce and small business clients, and service providers supporting underserved communities. OEWD's goal is to strengthen the infrastructure that supports San Francisco's workforce and small business services by maintaining a reliable, secure, and user-friendly data systems. We are seeking a qualified supplier to host, maintain, and enhance OEWD's two integrated web-based systems, Workforce Central and Small Business Central, which support data tracking federally, state, and locally funded programs. This technical support is a key component in helping OEWD deliver data-driven services, ensure compliance, and improve outcomes across workforce and economic development programs in San Francisco. Next slide. So this is this is the RFP, at a high level. So we opened up this RFP on Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. It was published to the OEWD website. Friday is today. We're here at the Technical Assistance Conference, May 16th. Friday, May 23rd is the deadline to submit questions by 12 p.m. Tuesday, May 27th, we should have the final Q&As posted to the RFP website by 11:59 that time. And then Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025, proposals will be due by 11:59 p.m. deadline. How to apply. So we'll go through these slides. You may view the questions are all outlined in Appendix A. All elements of the proposal package, including supplementary materials such as letters of support, must be submitted in the online system by the application deadline by Friday, June 3rd by 12 p.m. There's a link to the site. We'll be sending this out and posting it to our site as well. Next slide, please. So the next few slides are going to be about supplier instructions in regard to registration. So for general questions regarding supplier registration process, contact the user support desk at 415-944-2442 or email sfcitypartnersupport@sfgov.org. It's not a prerequisite of the RFP in applying, but you will need to become a supplier within 10 days notice of award. Next slide, please. So the next series of slides are regarding additional city compliance requirements. We're lucky to have our valued colleagues here from the city's Office of Labor of Standards Enforcement, Treasurer and Tax Collector's Office, and the Contract Monitoring Division to present on city compliance policies that are applicable to this RFP. I will present these next few slides, and then you'll hear from the representatives from our other administrative divisions. If you have any questions, again, please continue to submit those in the chat. So we'll go to the next slide, please. So how to become a supplier. First, how to become a supplier. If you are selected for a grant award, you must become a city supplier. While being a city supplier is not a prereq to apply for this RFP, the process can take some time to complete, so we encourage you to begin the process soon. Next slide, please. You are encouraged to review the supplier portal at sfcitypartner.sfgov.org and collect all necessary supporting documents before you begin your application. At a minimum, you will need your W-9 and tax ID or Social Security number if you're a sole proprietor. Step one of this process is to secure a bidder's ID. You will not receive a supplier ID until you complete your business tax registration with the Treasurer and Tax Collector's Office and submit all necessary findings with the Contract Monitoring Division to demonstrate compliance with Chapter 12B, the Equal Benefits Ordinance. I will address each of these requirements in the coming slides. Next slide, please. So this is the Secretary of State slide. All businesses, whether nonprofit or for-profit corporations, must be registered and in good standing with the California Secretary of State Business Registry in order to receive a grant award. Your entity must be registered with the Secretary of State under your legal business name and be in good standing with the Franchise Tax Board. Sub-grantees must also meet this compliance requirement. Uh, Please visit the website to look up your entity and confirm compliance. Next slide, please. Additionally, if you are a nonprofit charitable organization, you must be registered and in good standing with the California Office of Attorney General. Any nonprofit charitable organizations that you will be listing also as a sub-grantee must also meet the OAG compliance requirement. Next slide, Office of Attorney General. So I'll be calling up Mr. Lowell, who's here to present on our department's first source hiring program. Mr. Lowell, welcome and thank you.
Thanks, Andreas. My name is Lowell Rice. I'm the First Source Hiring Program Manager. And because this contract is over $50,000 in its amount, it does fall under this program. The First Source Hiring Program is found in the City Administrative Code, Chapter 83. And basically it says that any vendor of the city that has an amount over $50,000 is required to notify OED of any entry-level positions that would become available, open and available. You can see in bullet number 2 on this slide that the employer must make a good faith effort to hire economically disadvantaged San Francisco residents into entry-level positions. And the way you do that is by notifying us of any of your entry-level positions, so that we can then recruit from our community-based organizations to find that good fit for you. This is good faith, which means that it is not mandatory that you hire anyone we send you. If you find that a person, that candidate that is sent to you does not meet the requirements of your job order, then you're not required to hire them, but we do ask that you make a good faith effort. Next slide, please. Again, this just shows you who the covered employers are. You're on the first bullet. Any contract in excess of $50,000. Next slide, please. So I said entry-level position. The City Administrative Code does define that as any position that requires less than 2 years experience. So if you do have a position that requires a PhD, and it only requires 2 years experience in the field, then that would be a first source position. It's not dependent on educational level, it's only dependent on experience. Once you do win this award, we ask that you submit it's called a projection of entry level positions form, which is the next slide. We can go there. That is found on our website, the First Source Workforce Projection Form. And that's where you will put any positions in section 3 of that form that are less than 2 years experience. It's pretty simple once you are registered into our database, which you see the Workforce Link SF is the database in which we'll be communicating with you once you are awarded. You will register as a first source employer, and then you will be able to create job orders, post them so that our entire workforce referral network, which again is over approximately around 100 different community-based organizations, can get their folks job ready for you and submit the applications to you. And then once you review those applications, those resumes, you will be able to see if any of those folks fit the position job orders that you have. If they do, which we hope, but many do, then the verification of the hire is very simple. You just click a button that says hired, and then we receive that as the record of your hire. Next slide, please. Oh, that's it. So you can always give me, contact me at LOWELL.
You could just drop it in the chat, Lowell. That'd be best. I think you went frozen. But next we'll just thank you, Lowell, for that. We're gonna go on to the next slides, which we'll pass over to Peter over at TTX. So you go to the next slide, please, Brandon, and then I'll pass it over to Mr. Peter. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. My name is Peter Chu. I'm from the Treasurer Tax Collector Office in Taxpayer Assistance Unit. Also with me in this presentation is my colleague, Teresa Tran. Today I'm going to talk about this registration with the Treasurer Tax Collector's Office. So once you receive your bidder ID number, you go to our website, which is showing on this slide. Once you are there, there's a question that asks, are you already registered? You already have a business account with our office. Simply click the yellow highlighted section label. Click here to enter your business account and bidder supplier ID number. Then you just enter the information and submit it. Next slide, please. If you already have a business account, if you don't have a business account number and you want to see whether you are required to register with our office, you need to go ahead and answer these 11 questions that you see on the screen. And if you can answer no to all 11 questions, you are not required to register with our office. So after you select no to all the questions, and click continue. Next slide, please. And you will see this in lieu of business registration forms. So you just need to complete the form and submit it. And if you have any question, you can always email us at ttx.vendororaccount@sfgov.org. Next slide, please. So let's assume that you answer yes to one of those 11 questions. It will redirect you to our online business registration page you see here. So you are required to register with our office within 30 days after commencing your business and required to renew the registration fee by the end of May of this year. And next year, the registration renewal date will be changed to the end of February. Next slide, please. And I also want to point out that when you are completing the online application, there's a question that asks, are you establishing this business to be a vendor or participant in the procurement process with the city, county of San Francisco? Make sure you answer yes to that question. So when you select yes, it will ask you to enter your bidder or supplier ID number. Now, what that does is that once you submitted your online application, we will get a notification telling us that this business account is a city vendor account. So what we do at the end of every day is that we send a spreadsheet to the supply management team, convert your bidder ID number to supplier ID number. Then they will link your business account number with your supplier ID number. And again, if you have any questions, you can always contact us at ttx.vendororaccount@sfgov.org. In conclusion, if you already have a business account with our office, please remember to renew your annual business registration fee by June 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter. Nobody had any questions, so thank you, Teresa, for being here to answer any questions if anybody were asking. I will then pass this over to CMD. I hope I'm saying Catlin. I apologize.
No, you're good.
All right. So welcome and thank you.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Flammer. I'm an analyst at the Contract Monitoring Division, and I'm here to talk about equal benefits compliance, which you can find in the Labor and Employment Code Articles 131 and 132, formerly Chapter 12B. Next slide, please. What is the Equal Benefits Ordinance? It's a social policy that requires city contractors to provide equal treatment for employer-sponsored health and well-being benefits. The city requires equal benefits compliance for contracts. What are the employer requirements? If benefits are provided, then employees who are in a domestic partnership are treated the same as married employees in or related to employee benefits. Employees are given the option to add a spouse or domestic partner to employer-sponsored benefits when available, or proof of relationship and proof of relationship / waiting period requirements are applied the same for employees that are married or in a domestic partnership. Next slide, please. How do I complete equal benefits compliance? CMD has a website at sf.gov, and we have a page for the Equal Benefits Program that will give you everything you need to know to comply. The name of the page is Comply with the Equal Benefits Program. You're going to gather and submit 3 compliance documents. First, the total number of employees in the US. Second, proof documentation of your employee count. And third, a memorandum that summarizes employee benefits. And if you go to our website, you can find a template for that memorandum. And then finally, you're going to go to the supplier portal and you're going to complete the online equal benefits declaration. Next slide, please. What if, a few scenarios, you don't provide benefits, you have 0 employees, or your employees have no partners or spouses? What do you do? Compliance is required of all firms. However, documenting compliance for a firm in these situations is different. For example, if you don't provide benefits, on the declaration on questions 2A and 2B, you'll answer no. If you have 0 employees, you just need to provide Form 1040, Schedule SE for individuals, or you can self-certify, and we have a template for that on our website, or you can contact us to get that template. And finally, if you have employees with no partners or spouses, you can document that if employee status changes, they're still equal benefits compliant, and that will be part of the memo to employees. Next slide, please. Here are some links that can help you out. There's, again, our webpage. There's also a job aid that can help you open and fill out the declaration. And then finally, there's information to get help for the portal. Next slide. This is our contact information. We're here to help. We want to help, so please reach out to us if you have any questions.
Thank you so much. I'm going to then pass it over to Jade San Diego at OLSE.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Jade San Diego, and I'm a compliance officer with the Office of Labor Standards Enforcement. And I will be going over the Minimum Compensation Ordinance and the Healthcare Accountability Ordinance. Just remember that these are contractor laws. So if you want to work on the contract with the city and county, you have to ensure compliance with these laws. Next slide, please. So let's go ahead and start off with the Minimum Compensation Ordinance. A covered employer is any employers with 5 or more workers working anywhere in the world. They have to have a contract with the city, and this also applies to subs. So if you're going to hire a sub, just make sure they also comply with the MCO requirements. A covered employee is anyone working for that covered employer on that city contract, and if they are working in the US, regardless of the number of hours they work. Next slide, please. So compensation consists of both wages and time off. Wages is the hourly rate that the employee is getting paid. The wages must be paid at the current rate that's listed on our website. The rates do increase every July 1st, and the current rate is $20.96 per hour. Now, the time off requirement has two key parts: paid time off and unpaid time off. For PTO, the ordinance requires you to provide 12 days of paid time off, and this is for a 40-hour work week employee. For employees who work less than 40 hours, there is that accrual rate that's shown. Remember, there is no waiting period to use the accrued PTO, and this is the property of the worker, so it does need to be paid out upon separation. For unpaid time off, the ordinance requires the employer to provide 10 days. This is for a 40-hour work week employee, and there's also an accrual rate for employees who work below 40 hours per week. And then employees can use UTO as unpaid sick time to care for themselves or family members. Next slide, please. Now let's talk about the Healthcare Accountability Ordinance. A covered employer is anyone that has 20 or more workers working anywhere in the world. They have to have a contract like MCO. This applies if they have a city contract. And again, subs also need to comply. An employee is covered if they work at least 20 hours a week or more on that city contract, and if they're performing the work anywhere in the US. Next slide, please. So how do you comply with HCAO? There are three options that the employer can choose from depending on where the work is being performed. The first option is available in all US locations. And this is where the employer offers each covered employee a compliant health plan at no charge to the employee. A compliant health plan must meet all of the HCAO minimum standards. And if you have any questions on that, you can contact Max Gara from the Department of Public Health. Next slide, please. Option 2 and 3 are pretty similar, but for option 2, this is only available for work performed in the city and county of San Francisco, the airport or San Bruno jail. But for this option, employers can pay the HCAO fee rate per employee per hour to the San Francisco General Hospital. Just keep in mind that if employers choose this option, you have to pay the current fee rate to be in compliance, and this is not a benefit or money that goes to the worker. You're basically paying a fee to be in compliance. For the third option, this is only available to employees who are not performing the work in the city. So for example, if someone was working on the design or technical assistance, but not performing it in the city, they're performing it at home in San Bruno or Daly City, then this is an option. And for this option, this is to pay the fee amount directly to the employee. For both of these choices, the payments are kept at 40 hours per week. The rates are adjusted every July 1st, and the current rate is $6.75 per hour. Next slide, please. So both the MCO and HCAO have declaration forms that do need to be filled out and submitted. These declaration forms are required for city contracts that are $25,000 or more. And when you fill out these forms, you're basically agreeing to comply with the ordinances when and if they apply to your firm. Next slide, please. Just some compliance reminders and resources. Make sure you provide the employees the MCO and HCAO notices, posters, and the Know Your Rights forms. That's available on our website for you to print or download. Here are the websites for both the ordinances as well as our contact information. Feel free to reach out to us with any questions, but we are able to take questions now if you have any. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jade. We'll go to the next slide, please, Mr. Brandon.
So I see we have a question, or let me see in the chat.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll be posting this presentation to the website probably by Monday at the latest at 4 p.m. Maybe sooner. So then we'll go back to the the slide. So again, please submit all your questions in the chat. Our team will answer as many as we can. If there's anything needs to be asked, we could answer it and log it, and then we post it to the RFP website. You could submit questions until Friday, May 23, 2025 by 12 p.m. by email at oewd.procurement@sfgov.org.